Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Hi, Zoe. Good to
Hi, how are
see
you?
you. Doing well, thank you. And Darlene is here. Welcome. Give just a moment if anyone wants to pop on, and
Hmm.
we will get started. This is office hours for Xperiencify,
Hmm.
and we have a separate office hours for Go Plus if you are
Hmm.
joining live or watching the replay and you have Go Plus questions, you'll want to head to a Go Plus office hours for that. So, welcome, welcome. Hey, Darlene, good to see you. How
Hi.
are you? I have a few things I'm gonna go through today. I want to demo our brand new calendar feature that is rolling out very shortly. I believe September 1st, scheduled to come out. First thing I'm going to do is share my screen here, and the calendar feature is going to be found in the calendar and events section. The very first thing you're going to want to do is set up your calendar to get started. So if you pop into the calendars and events, you're going to see a main calendar already here. You can also add as many new calendars if you like. So if you have a special topic of events, different things that you want to create groups of events about, you can create a new calendar. And when you actually show this to your students, you're going to be able to display one calendar, more than one calendar, whatever you want to do. So once you've got one or more calendars added, you're going to go ahead and add an event to the calendar. And we're going to do that by clicking New Event. And you may have seen something like this. It's a pretty standard calendar tool. You'll give it a title and set up all the information. Let's call this your bonus call. You'll put in your Zoom link, and you'll see that that event is going to show up on the calendar. So once you've added your events, the next step you will need to do is go ahead and set up your actual calendar that your students will see. So to do that, you're going to head to the course that you want to create the calendar in, and you're going to add it to a page. And we'll just go ahead and add it to the home page here, or you could create a custom page if you wanted a page for your calendar. So the next piece you're going to do after you add your calendar events in your course settings is you're going to need to set up the calendar on the page. So to do that, we're going to go to the page and we're going to grab a calendar widget, drag it on, and you can do some editing. You can set up the block, customize it the way you like. But once that's done, we'll go ahead and preview it here to see what your students will see. And they will be able to click directly and just click to add that event to their Google Calendar, their Apple Calendar, whatever they've got going. So the next question was about certificates. So setting up and creating a custom certificate has a few steps to go through. And it's really easy to, um, there's something that can sometimes be missed when you are testing it. So I want to go through that. First thing is, let's go ahead and add a certificate. And the way we do that is by going to step 5, Experience Engine. And we're going to create new, and this is important. We're going to need to use the playbook for this. So we're going to create from the playbook. And we're going to go to the course completion certificate. And we're going to create new, I'm sorry. And we're going to open up this automation. And these are the pieces of the automation here. We've got the trigger that starts this certificate of completion. We've got a webhook that is going to trigger the automation, generate the certificate, and send an email to the student. So there are a couple of pieces that you need to do. And again, we've got the certificate set up with a starting trigger. And the first thing we need to do is go into the webhook. And you need to put your account email right here. So that's the first step for this to work. And the next thing you need to do is to put the certificate ID. So you have a choice of pre-built certificates if you would like to use those. And if you have a custom certificate that our team has made, you'll have been given a custom ID. So we'll go ahead and do that. And in most cases, you won't need to change anything else. Once it's ready to go, you'll turn it on. And now when a student completes everything, they are going to be able to generate the certificate. Question about that, Darlene, or something different
That
about that? Yeah.
just that so you said a custom certificate that the team has made. Can we make our own custom certificate?
You can design your own custom certificate, and then what happens is our developers will do the work for you because you wouldn't be able to do this part of integrating it with our system. So it's automatically going to populate with your student's name and date and the information unique to them.
Oh, right. And so is like if I did it in Canva, is there a particular file ending that I would need?
Yes, thank you for asking that. So I'm going to hop real quick into to show you for the future and for anyone looking. If you go to the Help Center and you search for certificate and pull up this doc here called Certificates of Completion. And you're going to scroll down to right here, how to using your own custom certificate.
Oh, okay.
And this is going to tell you exactly what we need. So PNG files, size, and there's actually some really specific things that you're going to want to send us. A filled out one with like a student name so they can see, a blank one, and then the specific Google fonts. So you'll send all of these over. It's the cost for doing your own certificate is $50 an hour for the team to set it up. And it's typically just 1 hour unless it's a super fancy thing, and that's pretty rare. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So
okay.
the ones that are not custom, then you just choose them from the file.
Exactly.
Okay.
The ones that aren't custom, let's see, I think we have where's the gallery? There's basically, oh, it's inside when you set it up. There's like a gallery of selections that you can choose from, and it will have a number. So you'll just select the number.
And is there any ability to change colors? Like to use branding colors or anything?
No, you would need to just use either like, there's a lot of different
Yeah.
options. Let me see, where are those? Oh, here we go. Certificate gallery. Let's see what we got. Okay, so you got some neutral ones. You got some different options. So there's a pretty decent selection of something that may work. That's
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, if you want to set it up yourself, just email support for a payment link to get that started. $50, send in all the things, and then the team will add that for you so that it works. And then again, when that's done, they'll give you a custom certificate ID, and you'll plug that in right here and your account email right there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now here's the part that that I want to show because it tends to throw people a little bit. Once again, we've got a trigger, we've got a webhook, which is what makes everything happen. And then we have an action of sending an email that generates the certificate. So when you sorry, just doing admin stuff. When you open this email, you're going to see the email here that by default will go to your person who is getting the certificate. And obviously you'll customize this a little bit with your own voice and your own personality. But here's the important thing that I want everybody to see is that if you click send test email right here, you aren't actually running the whole automation. So you're not actually generating a certificate. This little send test email button is present in every course or every email because you just might want to see a test of it, but it doesn't generate the certificate since that has to happen by the webhook running. So the important thing to know when you're testing this is that if you just click send test email and send this to yourself or a test student, you're going to get a 404 error. You're not actually going to get a certificate because the entire automation didn't happen, which includes triggering the webhook to run the certificate and send the email. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So if you want to test this, which is a great idea, the way you can test it is by going into the starting trigger and changing the starting trigger to be tag added and just put like a test tag on it, a tag that you're not using for anything else. Update it, turn it on. And then what you can do is go to your student section and just manually add the tag to yourself as a test student. And when you manually add that tag, that will trigger the whole automation, generate the certificate, and send the test email. So that's the way to test it. And then when you're done, you will change it back to whatever you want the starting trigger to be. And by the way, that could be training completed, which could mean, I'm sorry, what that means by definition is that the student has checked off every XP action in the course. If you don't want it to be that strict, like maybe, you know, they don't necessarily have to do every action, you can set up something else for a starting trigger, like maybe they just have to complete the final training or the final module. So you could set it up that as soon as they check off everything in the final training, maybe that includes their test, I don't know, you know, then that's when the certificate gets generated. So you can set that up however you like. And again, if you want to test it, just put the information in. Cool, that all clear?
Yep.
Last thing I want to show you, and then we'll move on, and welcome Nikita, is I have a question about this coach wants to know how to create a library with PDF downloads, some free, some paid.
Library, free PDF.
Does that make sense? Like that's, so this person just sent in a question. They said, I want a library of PDF downloads. Some of them are going to be free and some are going to be paid. So, okay, great. And Nikita's asking how to make modules accessible when you finish the prior one. Great, great. We can definitely look at that. Super straightforward in a bunch of ways. what you can do, what I wanted to do to answer this question, how to create a library of PDF downloads, is I wanted to show you an example of one of our coaches who has done just that. And I'll also mention there are other ways that you can do this in Go Plus, which is more set up for like running your entire business. So I'm going to show you XP's options, but just know you also have more options in Go Plus. So the way I'm going to show you to do this, or an example of how you could do it, the place you would most likely want to put this is on your marketplace page, because that's a public page. And if we're doing some free, like if you want just a whole library of things for people to access, you need it on either your marketplace or another public page that you set up. So I'm going to show you an example here of one of our coaches, Susan Silva. And this is her marketplace. And basically she's got, and you could set this up however you want. She's got a banner kind of describing what's up. And you could also have, your own info, a bio, a headshot, whatever you want on here, if you want like more company information or anything like that. And then she has a section of some highlighted courses. So these are actual courses people could click through, get more info, or join. Then she has her full course library. And then here's the part I wanted to show that this person was asking about, is she has online ebooks. And so she's got some for free. If you click into this, it's going to just take you into the XP order form. Super simple to set up. They add their name and email, and they're taken in to get their ebook. And then she's got a bunch of paid ebooks in here. So that is just one example of how you can put whatever you want on the marketplace page and give people paid courses they could click through to, or free courses that they could just download. And then basically once they get inside, a question about that, Darlene? Go ahead.
Yeah, just that, so those ebooks, you can put any link. Like you can add a link to kind of anywhere, like a Canva link,
Yes, you
or
could. You could
your
put a
own
link to
file,
anywhere.
or
Yeah, a great point. And Susan here has it actually a purchase to go into the course. And I'll show you why. She's got some cute little stuff with like other steps they can do going on. But that's an excellent point. You can link it out anywhere. You can provide a download from somewhere. So you can use this page how you want. And she's got it on the marketplace page, but you could also just create a custom page and then make it public. In the settings for the page, there's an option to make it public, so it could be viewed by anybody on the internet, not just somebody who is logged into your course. So I'm gonna show you super quick what it looks like when they get the download, and then we will continue. So she has kind of a welcome page in here. They hop in, and she's also got a couple of like, because they're getting a free thing, options to subscribe, follow, join a Facebook group. So other options to connect. And then they click through into the download. But keep in mind this, like all of this right here could also go right on the home page in the course. So they could just jump into the course and immediately get, she's got a cute little just video here, and it just tells them click to download your ebook right here. And here's their button, and they click to download. So that's the sequence that Susan has set up. Wanted to just show you as an example, but Darlene, you're absolutely right that you could, those buttons can link wherever you want. You can send them anywhere. So other questions, thoughts about that, or the hand was up from before?
I have more questions, but I feel like it's sort of related, but I feel like
that's the thing. I know it always brings up all the
after.
Well, let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at with the questions, because that's what I need to get through. Nikita wants to look at modules unlocking. We can do that. And did you have anything else, Darlene, you've been hanging out patiently as well?
I
Or,
only came today to see what was happening because I have this bit, I've had this on my calendar for months.
okay, cool.
And so, and then I just signed up last week for something anyway, for
Okay,
my 3 months. So I need to like get in here and get learning. So I just thought I'm going to come to everyone that I can and just learn whatever I can.
awesome, awesome,
That's
awesome. Great, great way to do it.
where my mind is at.
How about if we look at Nikita's question about the modules, and then if you want to circle back to whatever questions
It was
are
just about,
forming.
it was just about the page, the market page and the other page that you said, but you can do Nikita's and then it's just a quick question.
Quick question about that. Okay, why don't we look at how to make modules only accessible after you finish the prior one? Great. So, Nikita, there's the short answer is there are different options to how you could set this up, but a very straightforward and great way to do this in most use cases is to use binge mode. So binge mode is going to, and I'll walk you through how to set this up. It's going to unlock each training as soon as the previous training has been completed. And completed means that all XP actions have been checked off by the student. So let me go ahead and show you this. All right, let's go inside a course. And when we are setting up our course content, we're doing that in step 3. And first thing you want to think about is what is your content release for your trainings. So the way binge mode works is it's going to override any future release dates. First thing to know, if your training is set to release immediately, it's released immediately. There's nothing for binge mode to do in that case because the student already has all of their trainings if they are on immediately released. So if you want to unlock them based on training, you're not going to use immediately except for most likely the first one. And then all of the rest of your trainings will need a future release date. And that might be dates that you're releasing them. If it's like a date-based cohort, it might be after X days. So the second training is released 1 day after the student joins the course. The third training is released 2 days after the student joins the course, and so forth. So does that make sense so far? We can't have them on immediately if they are going to be binge released. They have to have a future release date set up. And now what we can do is we can override this for students who want to go faster. Before I show you that, I'm going to show that there's one more option, which is leave locked. Let's say training 5 was like some kind of special training that for some reason you don't want this one to be released by binge mode. I'm going to give you kind of the more complex answer here, Nikita, just in case, but it can also be pretty simple if you want it to be. But let's say you want trainings 1 through 4 to get released on binge mode, but training 5 is different for some reason, and you only want that one released when you want it released. I'm going to do something different with this release date, and I'm going to put it on leave locked. So I have 3 of my trainings set on a future release date, and then I have my very last training set on leave locked. Next step, I'm going to go down to my course settings, and I'm going to open settings. And you'll see that I've got binge mode toggled on right here. And I just toggled it off. So binge mode does exactly what you're asking, Nikita. As soon as a training is completed, the next one will release. And right now that's turned off. So right now my training is going to look like exactly what I set up. Student gets the first one immediately, next one day after they joined, 2 days after they joined, 3 days after they joined. This one is locked till I unlock it. But if I turn on binge mode, now these trainings are going to be released as soon as a training completes the previous one. And you'll notice I've got a separate option going on right here, which is, do I want binge mode to unlock the locked content? In this case, I don't, because I have something unique about this training that it should not unlock until I tell it to. So I'm going to say binge mode unlocks the next one, but binge mode should not unlock locked content. And you're asking, how do I make sure a student cannot access a module unless they finish the prior one? Okay, great. So there's different ways you could do that. I have 3 modules and I don't want students to be able to skip to module 2 without finishing module 1. No problem. So one option would be to set them all to locked and turn on this one. So if everything is set to locked, and so forth, these are all leave locked. Now the only thing that will unlock them, if I don't tell them to unlock another way, is binge mode. Does that make sense, Nikita? You can type or pop off, let me know. Think so? So right now, a student will get the first training immediately, because obviously they have to be able to access something, or they'll get a first training whenever you release it. You could release it on a certain day, however you want to release it. And then they'll go one at a time based on. So as long as students finish the previous modules, then can access the others. Exactly. Do the students have to trigger binge mode, or is that on me, the admin? Once you have turned it on and set it up, so as the admin, before I have my students, I've gone in here and I've set it up the way I want. So now that's all I have to do. I don't need to do anything further. Is that what you mean, Nikita? Yeah. So set it up once. Now it's set for every student. Really important thing to mention about that. I'm glad you asked that. Once you have set up binge mode and turned it on in the configuration you want, and you already have students going through the course, as you can see, there's some potentially complex setups here. One thing you don't want to do is turn this off and on or change things around once you have students progressing through the course. That's just going to mess with the logic of what's happening for any given student. And it's very, very likely that trainings will wind up not available or available at the wrong time. So strong recommendation, set up binge mode and leave locked things first. Do your testing, send a test student through it, make sure it's working as you expect, and then don't make all kinds of changes once they're going through, because it's just not going to work. Like, the logic can't work if things aren't set up in a way that makes sense. So how do I do a test of the entire course? Well, depending, and this is going to depend, how long this is, but, if it was a course like this with 5 trainings, I would just add a test student using a new email address. It's got to be a different email address than your course creator account. You're just going to go in and literally add a test student with your email address and then open a different browser. Don't test in the same browser as admin and student. That's going to, your cookies are going to remember the wrong thing and log you into the wrong account. So open up just a brand new browser, and then I would just zip through it and just check things off. And, depending what you've set up and how long it is, you may not necessarily need to go through the entire course, but you just want to verify as a student, when I log in as a student, what do I see? Is this working as I expect? So for example, if I expect to see, let's add my student to, let's add a new student to that course right now. And I'll just show you real quick what I mean. Adding the plus and some characters after your regular email is a great way to create infinite email addresses in most email servers. I'm going to add my new student. And what I'm going to do is grab that student's magic link right now. So I've just created this student. I'm going to go into their profile, grab their magic link. Now I'm going to hop out of this screen share because I'm going to grab a new browser to test in. Going to share again. And here's my super weird looking course because it's just a test course. But if I go into the all training section, remember I set up my first one to be available immediately. And you can see here, Nikita, that this is my all trainings page and the student can only see module 1, lesson 1. They can't see anything else. Once I check off the actions, check off this. Let's see, check off all of these. All right, and I've got some weird test stuff set up here. So I'm sorry, Nikita, I didn't give you a great example. I'm not going to spend time on this. The point is that you would log in using a separate browser like that and see like, okay, great, I can see one training only. But once I check off the actions, then my next one should appear. So I just want to verify that. I'll do that for a couple of trainings. I'll be like, yep, everything is releasing as I expected. If it's a short course, I'll zip through the whole thing. If it's long, I probably don't need to. Cool. Thank you for that. That making sense? Feeling good on setting up, releasing trainings or modules after previous is completed? Great question. Common one. And let me know if you have any more questions about that, Nikita. And Darlene, do you want to go back and look at, let's see, another question about tags. Okay, cool. Let's hop back to Darlene's question and then we'll take a look at tags.
So, are you ready for me?
I am. Yeah, go for it.
So it's just because you were talking about the marketplace page and the other page. So are those pages available to everybody or are there specific accounts? I feel like, so I signed up to Xperiencify last November or something
Mhm.
in a sandbox account.
Okay, the sandbox just means the free trial account when you first get started.
Yeah,
You probably did you purchase a paid account since then? Or not yet?
last week. But
Yeah.
I have the EMC generator.
Okay, okay. But did you also like activate your XP
Yes, just this week I
account?
did.
Okay, perfect. So And actually, regardless of whether it's a sandbox anyway, the answer is yes. Every account has a marketplace, but you just have to activate your XP account to be able to actually publish and sell courses.
Okay,
But
and then the Go Plus is just extra help on how to do everything, kind of.
Go Plus is actually all kinds of tools to build the rest of your business outside of the actual courses. So
Okay,
Go Plus has things like your full CRM to take care of all of your contacts and prospects, set up marketing campaigns, which Xperiencify isn't really designed to do. XP is
right,
where you do the courses. So
right,
in Go Plus, you're going to do all of your marketing, your sales funnels. It's also got all kinds of tools like e-signable docs and upsells and downsells and all the things that you could imagine to build your business.
right.
So,
So if I go to that marketplace page,
mhm.
I can set it up without it being published. Like I can play around with it for a bit before I publish it, or is it
Oh,
just, should I not do that?
that's a great question. Your marketplace page is a public page. It is visible. But the thing is, nobody's gonna get there unless you send them a link to get there.
Right,
It's
right.
so until you are putting your courses out there, if you've advertised it in the past, then yeah, but if it's a brand new account, you can pretty safely experiment
Oh,
and not worry too much. You can turn a course. The marketplace was originally designed like just to hold your courses, and basically you can like turn them on or off. Do you want them visible on the marketplace or not? And since then, we've expanded the potential, so you can basically add text and image blocks and make it a whole sales page of whatever you like. But
right.
yeah,
Okay,
but the short
that's
answer,
great.
yeah, people could see
I
it,
feel
but
like a lot of things have changed since I was here last. That's
yeah,
what
for
I think.
sure. Things change fast. Yeah, we
Yeah,
keep
for
building.
sure.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So that answers about the marketplace
Yeah, good.
page. Fantastic. Great. We still got a few more minutes. Let's go back to Nikita's question about tags. And welcome. I see Tim and Philippe hopping on. Good to see ya. Nikita's asking, what are tags and how do they work? So tags are basically ways that you can segment groups of students, like buckets of students, and they are a way that you can start or trigger or separate automations to make different kinds of things happen for different groups of students. So let me give you just a super quick overview, Nikita and all, of how this goes. In your account section, you're going to go to the tags section here. And here's where all of your tags are held and organized. You can create a new one. If you want to add tag categories, some people like to do this just to set them up and have ways to organize them. That's just a personal preference. Once you have, sorry, I'm seeing chats here. Oh, thanks, Darlene. Okay. Tim, note about setting up a library. Yes, Tim, I just went through that in depth. So it's on the recording, but I can also do a super quick revisit that if we got time right here. And I'm just looking real quick, connect it. Okay, a couple of different questions. So Nikita, you've got tags going on in your account section here. You can click to add a tag. You can put them in categories if you need. If you don't worry about that. But where you'll typically be using tags frequently is in your automations. So maybe let's say you, to go back to your unlocking modules question, maybe Nikita, you have a special module or a special bonus that you don't want that one to be unlocked until the students do something, maybe till they get a certain number of points. Then you want them to unlock that one bonus module. So you might set up an automation that gives them a tag when they reach 50 points. So to do that, I would just create a new automation, create from scratch. My trigger is going to be earned points. Quick tip, I'm going to name this automation. Really important for later. So my automation is called earned 50 points. And then my action is going to be add a tag. And I could create that on the fly right here if I hadn't already created that. I'm going to go ahead and turn all of these on so they will go. And now when a student earns 50 points, they are going to automatically be given the 50-point tag. So then I would create a second automation. What happens when the student gets a 50-point tag? And what I want to do at that point is I want to unlock a special training. So I'm going to select that. And remember, we made day 5 different in our example. So everything else is going to release one by one when they complete it. But I want day 5 to be a special thing that they only unlock once they get 50 points. And I'm going to turn that all on. And I'm also going to name my automation. Again, this is really important for checking what happened later. So now I've got this set up. So when a student earns 50 points, they get a tag. When they get the tag, they unlock the special training. And is it possible to do this, to use this format to do what I wanted in the beginning? Exactly, Nikita. You could set up, you could technically do this for every training. You can set up whatever conditions you want for every training to release. And you'll just need to think through what you want to have happen. And, if you're using binge mode or not, it is pretty cool. And in this example, we would have binge mode turned on and no, I'm sorry, we might not have binge mode turned on at all if you're doing it this way. So you might just set up automations for each one individually. And then if you're doing something complex, do test it with a test student before you unleash it on the masses. But yeah, that's how tags work. Pretty cool. Let me know if that's making sense. And let's see, Philippe is asking about this Connect, Xperiencify, and Go Plus. Is it still needed since the Xperiencify tab and Go Plus? Philippe, will you bring that to the Go Plus team? You can just drop a quick email to support@usegoplus.com on that, and Sebastian should be able to answer that very quickly.
Thank you.
Probably doesn't need an office hours. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. Cool. Okay, so we got tags making sense. We got that. We got that. Tim, let me show you real quick what I was showing folks a bit earlier, which is, first of all, a place that you might want to do this is on the marketplace, because if you've got free things and paid things, that may be a public page. Actually, if you want to pop off or share more, Tim, do you want to say any more about what you're trying to set up? I demoed an example of how you could do this, but if you would like to either type in or pop off and share what you have in mind, feel free to let me know. Awesome.
You
Thanks,
want me on the
Nikita.
audio?
Yeah, if you would like, you want to just share a bit more about what you got in mind, and we'll take the last couple minutes to look at
Okay,
this.
yeah. So what I'm trying to do, I have, like many people, a whole bunch of different landing pages with a whole bunch of different freebies.
Okay,
And I'm to just make things a little bit easier to where I have one landing page for building my email list.
fantastic.
And so with that, then I'll put all of those resources in one area and even like add some small courses or whatever to it. So there's that would be free from my email building landing page. But then I also want a small, like whatever, a $10 a month membership part that will house some other courses and like a higher level of content, that some of the other people can purchase or whatever. That's kind of what I'm looking at, just to not get rid of, consolidate all of the various things that I have on my hard drive that are courses and all of that, as well as make my life much easier. And then, I could just have a separate landing page for a new course or something, but all those other ones, I just want to do one.
Fantastic. Okay. So let me say first that when we're talking about setting up landing pages and organizing all the things, this is really the world that Go Plus is more set up to handle. And I think you could certainly do this on XP's marketplace page, but you may want to check out setting this up in Go Plus, just because that's really more what's built for this, and it's just going to have more features and more options, and probably be ultimately more flexible for all the things you want to do.
I
I
could
mean,
do it and go plus. So I just need to, I don't know, treat it as a course or something. I guess I could just get on the Go Plus, one of the Go Plus calls, and figure out how to do that. It would make more sense to do it on Go Plus, probably.
probably if you're
Just
talking
then I could
about,
tie it into the funnels and everything much easier.
yeah. If when you're talking about opt-ins and adding people to your email list and all of that, it's probably going to make more sense to do it there. The short answer is XP has a marketplace page, which is your public page where whatever you choose to have for sale is sold. And you could certainly have a link there that led to a CRM, which might be in Go Plus anyway. Like you can basically put links, courses for sale, even downloads through your XP marketplace. It's just going to be a little more flexible, robust, more tools on Go Plus, because that's what it's built to do.
Okay, so should I just put that question to one of the Go Plus support calls? Because I
I
think
would
those are at night. Those are a little easier for me to get on anyway. So maybe that would be the way to
Perfect.
do it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would go ahead and do that. And again, you can certainly set things up on XP's marketplace, but since you're talking about making your life easier in the long run, I think you just want the tools and all the flexibility. So I would do
Okay,
that.
great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Rachel.
you're super welcome. All right. Looks like we covered everybody else's questions. Anything else you got while you're here, Tim? Last minute or two. Any other questions coming up, or you good for the moment?
I think that's good for me. I'm just coming back. I mean, I was with XP, then I left, then I just came back not very long ago and trying to figure out kind of everything, how it goes together and what all came with that bundle and all of that.
Yeah, totally. Fantastic. All right. Well, let us know how it goes. Keep us posted on progress, questions, whatever you need. And we'll get your stuff out there. And yeah, hop into a Go Plus call, and the team will help you get set up with all the landing page things. Cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you. We'll go ahead and close here then, and have a great rest of your day. Take care.